Hello and welcome to the Portal 3 official trailer and player's manual. Today we'll be going over the new character features in the game, Symmetra. Alright, all jokes aside, Symmetra is actually a cross between a modern day tech junkie and Portal's main character, as if Steam and Google had a baby to create a company with this hero. She also features a Google Portal arm complete with a turret spawner and a Portal hyper beam laser gun. Wait, hold on a second, that actually didn't look badass enough. This is what it actually feels like to shoot her gun. There we go, that's more like it. Now, back to the actual tutorial. Symmetra has a very interesting playstyle, and we'll be going over some of the specifics of her kit, and all of the wonderful things that you can make people wish that they were as OP at Symmetra as you, to the point where the only person you see on the enemy team is Symmetra. First up, we've got Symmetra's Portal Gun, which launches either A, an annoying as hell laser beam that locks onto a very close range target for you to proceed to bounce in circles around them while pretending that you're trying to lasso a wild animal to death, or B, a really cool looking slow as hell projectile laser ball that's just about as slow as Morgana's Q from League of Legends, but when it actually hits someone, it hits harder than a Spartan laser hyped up on every overbranded flavor of Mountain Dew, driven ad revenues as if Halo's entire existence relied on this singular shot. In other words, it hurts a fuck ton. Next up, we've got Symmetra's ultimate Google Glass inspired turrets of mass destruction, and cookies. Well, maybe not so much the cookies part, but these little assholes pack quite the punch. With the ability to slow and give alerts to where people are coming from, it makes for an interesting way to infiltrate a defense or set up a nice little death hall for people to walk through, like you're playing Xenotactics or something like that. Now, if only these things could play your favorite radio station while in game, that'd be pretty badass. Third in Symmetra's kit, we've got a very standard issue Google Glass sponsored shield designed to keep even the most special of your teammates alive and well. Not much really to compliment on this other than the fact that Google did a great job with finding new finger manipulations in order to give people shields. Holy shit, pretty innovative. Last but not least, Symmetra's ultimate, which gives her the ability to become the star of the Portal world, only instead of having to escape from turrets trying to shoot you, you are trying to get your friends to shoot the enemies, or lead them to their death for consistent shits and giggles. With her kit out of the way, we can move on to the question you all are probably asking: how in the hell are we supposed to master the art of Google Glass romancy and portals? Well, it's simple, and we'll start with her easiest way to play: defense. While playing defense as the goddess of Google Glass, it's important to remember that your key element is setting up. Just imagine those little turrets that you have sent to you come from cute little panda chibi assassins in the middle of who knows where, and they're specially handcrafted just for your daily needs. Since Symmetra can only have 6 of these cute little death beams set up, planning and placement is key. Make sure that you are placing your turns to get the maximum value out of your cute little creations. Also make sure to set up early so that when need be, you can put out as many defenses as quickly as possible. Don't be afraid to use your slow moving projectile charge. While it's slow as all hell, you might just end up running into a tracer who's special enough to keep darting around until she kills herself from that single projectile. As far as the portal is concerned, you may want to minimize the time it takes for your teammates who's respawning to get to their destination. You can use this to get your team in quickly to set up a defense or get a solid vantage point while the enemy is still trying to make their way in. And as your teammates come pouring out of the teleporter complaining about how it's facing the wrong way, be sure and give them a shield so they can continue to be secretly upset as they think you do absolutely nothing. It's okay, the game has a system where they say thank you for the players who don't actually know what you do. Now, attacking is different. I mean, for one, it's literally playing the other half of the game, but on a more serious note, her playstyle changes entirely. Instead of trying to rush to the enemy's side as quickly as possible and set up your defenses, you'll spend the first part of the game fighting with your team like they're a bunch of kids that are super angry trying to get to the ice cream truck, and they're so angry when it comes to getting their ice cream that they don't even realize that you're trying to hand them the dollars in the first place so they can get the ice cream. Only instead of money, it's a shield that'll hopefully prevent them from dying within the first few seconds of running out the door. Aside from that, you want to try to get to a vantage point while taking out as many enemies as possible, and finding a little camping spot for you to put your perimeter up so that you can drop a teleporter for your team. Hopefully it doesn't get insta-blown up by some freak accident and you never want to play Symmetra again, which has probably happened to you one too many times. For this, you'll want to set up turrets to either protect where you're going to place your teleporter, or set up a place where your team will run to and push for an objective. Teleporter placement is key because if you set it in an area that your team can easily get to, then you're losing the effectiveness of the teleporter in the first place by putting it somewhere where people can already just walk to. Though if you put it too far in danger's way, then you're losing its effectiveness because you'll die immediately and then lose your teleporter and then ask why you even did that in the first place. You gotta find a middle ground because that healthy balance between the safe distance and an engaging distance will really make the difference in your team's potential in pushing an objective. At the end of the day, Symmetra is super fun to play, has a very interesting way of fighting, attacking, or defending, with some very critical things to capitalize on while playing her. Though I think we can all agree that this chick would be super cool to have in Portal 3, or maybe even a Google Glass that could do something like this. Come on, Valve and Google, don't let me down now. But yeah, if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. Also be sure and leave a comment below on what hero or villain I should do next and talk about in an honest guide on how to play Overwatch. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.